Alright, what's going on, people? So, thought I'd give Shanice to give like a quick sort of entry into where I'm at. Cairns is a cool place. Like, I think it's the sort of place where like you could spend 2-3 weeks just doing all the tours, but it just costs you so much money. It's a bit frustrating, really. There were a couple of others, like a couple of tours that maybe I maybe wish I'd kind of done, but with the obviously time frame I was there, only sort of 6 days, and obviously wanting to have like a Gilligan's experience. Maybe didn't do everything I wanted to do, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I still had a lot of fun at Gilligan's. These last 6 days, yeah, it's been fun, done a lot of, like, the waterfall tour was good, the snorkeling, Great Barrier Reef stuff was good, and it was also a massive learning curve this last sort of 6-7 days. I wrote an Instagram post about this, and just in terms of like self-awareness, and this week has been a massive sort of learning curve for me. But anyway, yeah, I left Cairns this morning, had an 8 o'clock bus, went out last night, only till about 1, so I was in bed for like 1:30ish, but I kept waking up all night. Is what it is. We've got a bus down to here, so I'm here on Magnetic now, so this is Magnetic Island. So basically I've got 1 full day here tomorrow, and then I've got a boat back to Townsville, so I can get the boat to Airlie, and then Wednesday I go to Whitsundays. So it's a massive sort of travel week this week, and in terms of vlogging, isn't going to be a great deal, unfortunately. A bit frustrating because of it's going to be a lot of basically I think I can't remember if I've mentioned this, but basically I couldn't get on the boat I wanted for Whitsundays, so it would end up being this Wednesday, so I had to rejig my plans. The plan was Whitsundays here and then up to Cairns, but I've had to obviously rejig and do Cairns here and then Whitsundays. So that's the sort of plan for the coming days, and just to keep you guys in the loop. Yeah, keep you updated. I don't think there's going to be a massive amount of vlogging here. I'm only here for a day, but from what I can see and stuff, I don't think it's going to be a massive amount of vlog. So I don't want to waste people's time with me doing random pointless stuff. I like to give something that's exciting, shows what a certain place is about, doesn't really, and like I like my vlogs not to be flat as well. I like to show you guys that I'm actually doing stuff, as opposed to me just talking like this. But anyway, there's one thing I want to say, like, I've discussed this with a few travellers as well, as a few solo travellers, and like, Oz is sick, like, Oz is such a great place, but I think for solo travel it is actually kind of hard. Unless you're doing the sort of up the East Coast and sort of starting Sydney, finishing Cairns, if you're not really doing that, I actually think it's quite a tough one to do as a solo traveller in terms of meeting people. Many people I've spoken to, like, they just haven't, like, a lot of people who do the East Coast in groups, or they know each other on the working holiday visa, so that has been something I've really noticed the last two, obviously this year and last year. But don't get me wrong, like, that's not a reason not to come and do Australia on your own and not to the East Coast on your own. Like I said, it's an amazing place. It's some of the best memories of my life have been on these 2 trips, this year and last year in Oz, and some of the best days of my life and the happiest days of my life have been on these last 2 trips. And to be fair, some of the most challenging days of my life have been on these 2 trips, but I've sort of been aware of, especially this trip. Something to bear in mind if you're traveling the East Coast. Maybe don't do the zigzag route I did and go in like no sense of, yeah, just it's been random really. So yeah, that's about it really. Okay, what is going on, people? You join me on Magnetic. This is Magnetic. And you got my hostel base in the background. So yeah, staying. So I don't know where I got up to. Yeah, basically last night I was staying at a place called Arcadia on the sort of, it's about the other side of the island really. It's probably the best way of describing it. So, a bit dead, mate. Really dead. Yeah, hostel was very dead. Met a couple of people, but like it's like a ghost town. So I knew that was the case. I knew that base was going to be the only decent hostel on this island. So I booked my second night here at base. So this morning all I did was move from my one hostel. Had some breakfast, had like a crepe, and then got the bus to this hostel now. So I'm here for the night, and then obviously head to Airlie tomorrow. But in terms of today, I was gonna hire like a car or motorcycle, but I just don't think it's worth it. There isn't anything I desperately want to see, so I'm just gonna leave it. I just think the amount it's gonna cost, I've had a look and stuff, it's just not worth it. Because obviously all the moving hostels and faffing about and stuff, yeah, it's just not gonna be worth it, unfortunately. So it's not a massive deal. I think the plan is just gonna chill on here, and then the hostel's got a pool like up there. So I'm just gonna go and chill on the pool, by the pool for a bit, and then about 5:30 I'm gonna go on a bit of a hike. There's like a there's a place just about half an hour walk from here where you can watch a sunset. So I'm gonna go and venture there and watch the sun go down. And then I think there's some like bingo going on in the hostel tonight. So that is the plan, and then obviously bus tomorrow to the ferry terminal, back to Townsville so I can get the bus to Airlie Beach for Whitsundays. So yeah, sorry guys, sort of an update sort of vlog. I think my general feeling about Magnetic is that it's the better places than ours, do you know what I mean? Like, I'd much rather spend 2 more days in Sydney, to be honest. I've seen amazing photos and stuff and whatever, but I think that, yeah, it's just not me. Like, I like being in a city, and I like being in a city, but then being able to do stuff like in the national park stuff. That's more me. This feels more like a sort of desert island. Like, not many people about and stuff. And I like being around people. I'm a people person. So yeah, that's my thoughts. To be fair, the only reason I stopped here was because it's been recommended, and obviously I just didn't fancy a like 9-10 hour bus from Cairns down to Airlie Beach in one go. So I was just using a stopover point. So yeah, it's what it is. Keep updated if I do anything, but I think it's just gonna be chill, get some food, watch the sun go down, and just take it easy, to be honest.
Alright, what's going on people? So, updates. Got back from Magnetic this morning on a ferry. Spent 2 days in Magnetic. Now I'm in Townsville, heading to Airlie Beach for Whitsundays. So, closing thoughts on Magnetic. Again, I wasn't that bothered about going there personally. The island is obviously really nice and beautiful and stuff, and some amazing spots, but like I said in a few entries, a couple of entries before, I think like it wasn't, for me it was just a passing point. It's not something that massively appeals to me. Again, I did do a tiny bit of exploring, but not a great deal. Again, with the whole hostel issues and the cost of a motorcycle, etc., I just don't think it was worth it, for me anyway. Like I said, I think there were better spots in Australia. Again, it's just personal preference or whatever, my own opinion. It was nice to tick it off. Again, I wouldn't go back necessarily. I think Base is a good hostel. Arcadia the first night a bit flat, a bit dead, so Base more up my street. Also caught up with another 3 guys from Wake Up Sydney who I met literally about a month ago when I landed. So yeah, this is what happens to traveling, guys. You'll bump into people on the way and you'll catch up and yeah, have a chat about where you've been and stuff like that. But really weird, like literally. So we're in Base hostel. It was like 11 o'clock at night, so we were playing some bingo, and this guy just comes up to me and was like, I know you. And yeah, we got to try and caught up. A couple of Irish lads and a guy from Canada. So really cool to like catch up with them and just yeah, talk about their trip and whatever. So yeah, again, solo traveling is not always on your own. You always bump into people, which is nice. It's really, really good. That sort of sums everything up I want to say about Magnetic. Next scenes will be Whitsunday. Obviously, got a bus in about an hour or so. So I'm gonna head to the ferry terminal now. I'm just in Townsville CBD at the minute. Just got some food from Woolies. So yeah, gonna head back, walk back, and then get on my bus to Airlie, a 5-hour bus to Airlie Beach, and then the Whitsunday adventure begins tomorrow. 2 days, 2 nights on a boat. Get back Friday lunchtime, and then Friday lunchtime we head to Brisbane for the final bit of this trip, this Australia part of the trip. A bit flat as fuck, so apologies. A lot of me talking, which I don't really like. I like to show you stuff and show me doing stuff, like I said, but it is what it is. Catch up with you guys in Airlie Beach. See you in a bit, guys.